Welcome back, I think. As you know, we are watching a cacophonous collection of cringe that is Chuunibyou. And, far too much of it kind of hits home a bit too closely. Some of it I still do, such as opening automatic doors with my own power. I'm not quite as well adjusted and normal as I had first supposed I was. I'm kind of pleased about that. Well, I can't be any worse than some of these characters, can I? Can I? Let's find out. Always going to be a good night when you start off with a run cycle like that. As a new challenger approached. Kitty. Things aren't looking so great. But then again, how much of it is occurring in her own little world? The song here really does kind of try to give across the upbeat naivete of, well, maybe some of us experienced through school. But this is a show that I'm kind of enjoying, but also kind of dreading the fact that I would enjoy it so much. And no, I'm not doing the pose again. Really? What, can you not swim? Or is it just being reminded that the water's a bit deep? Also, why are they both in the pool? What started here? What's going on? Okay, dream sequence. Ah! Should have expected nothing less. Was she trying to, is it German? I don't know. Been a long time since I've done other languages. Oh, so this is after the altercation that happened in... Why does that cat have wings? It's not a chimera. Oh, I guess, yeah. Wings and the snake tail. Is it snake or... Yeah. I guess, sure, you need a familiar. But also, why is she in his room in the morning, waking him up? Who let her in? So she found a cat in the park, wants to keep it, but her sister's allergic. Oh, crap. She seems relatively quite attached to him. Also, literally here. As to be certain, any kind of family member has to be missing, don't they? Or working far away. Hmm. I'm sure I must have been given some sort of role I didn't want due to friends who are not taking the piss. The important polls. Also, very, very dangerous to have those kind of results leaked. Okay? Well, you could have just counted the column and rows and times it. Or just looked at it and seen that there was 12. So, have we got a relatively normal person appearing for once? And this is another dream sequence. So she remembered. It's funny to see people getting so flustered over stuff like this. I'm also kind of surprised that there wasn't any glassware smashing. I see his of course, going through all the various results of his thinking, but why is there feet behind the cupboard? Of course. Why is she in a lab coat? She all dizzy now. Of course that's being done intentionally. Don't feed chemicals to the cat. Is... Are they going to find out that the cat is lost or something? Yes. It's almost as if no one had cameras back then. She gave it wings. Aggravating. Okay. What's her deal? Although, if everyone else is normal, then it just makes her stand out a bit more, doesn't it? Oh. Not a thing. I don't think that the calculator is quite connected to your security system. Do you mean you have to clean? Wow, that is a collection. I'm pretty sure I've got a giant. What is it? I think it's a dragon. Oh, that's what it was. Better not be loaded. You're in front of people. You know, it's kind of good that you're knowledgeable on the subject of it, but also, it's worrying that you're knowledgeable on the subject. Astrology, that's where you've lost me. It's on the shelf. Although being painted into the background... There it goes. Is it her cat? She's allergic. Trouble. The fact that you've rigged up that kind of mechanism. Wow. She's quite skilled. And the fact that you can just break into his room from going from the above balcony. Why are you excited? Okay, that's one way to carry an umbrella. The umbrella was a distraction. I can only see this going well. And you're damaging his room! You cleared a good distance, though. Do you have to call the ambulance or anything? So she hasn't grown out of it and her sister's worried about her. No! Hopefully he's not so heartless about that cat. Does he have the capability of keeping the cat here? I mean, he's got his sisters and all that. She kept that for 2 years? That is a long planned extortion. You know, you could also just play it off as saying you were in a school play or something. And guess I'll die. Okay. And took the cat with her. Yep. Grab it. Why are you playing along? That is a very well-behaved cat, by the way. So her sister's with the organisation. Oh wait, wrong show. Did you really just chain her up? And yep, well done, but the fact that she had to lay a decoy in wait for her own sister? Why is she playing along? If she's so against it. KO! Well, yes and no. If you're playing along in the imagination zone, but good. Bringing up the flags again, like any good. Does anything of what she says actually mean something? Bloody cat. I'm surprised it isn't like 1,000 or something. That's usually the go-to bullshit names of stuff, isn't it? Ow. This is amazing. This is more than I could have hoped for. Oh, and the sister's got one as well. To be fair, living in her imagination might not be so bad. Keep things entertaining, won't it? Slightly more impressive, this version. It's only a matter of time before she gets knocked out. But this battle scene, something that I didn't really expect, but it is very welcome. Why did he still have that with him? Why didn't he dump it? Well, they only got hit by a spoon. Why do they need plasters? Or bandages? Yeah, we saw the reality version during that fight. Yeah, it's slightly less ostentatious than some of the other items. So is he going to keep the Chimera? Well, that was easy. Of course, getting his sister to see the cat. How can the mother turn him down now? Good. I wondered if they were going to leave that unsaid. I wonder if we're going to have many of those extravagant scenes. As annoying as it might be to be around someone acting like that, having that kind of level of delusion, as long as it isn't truly damaging, it might be kind of amusing. Of course, when you get a bit older, then you kind of have to stop, lest you find yourself in a home of sorts. Although if she does truly know that this is all just like a big game, then I can get behind it. Having that extended fighting scene in there, well, I say extended, but was that slowly bringing him around to her way of dealing with life? Because he was already originally the Dark Flame Master, as the recording so vehemently stated. Unsure about the older sister there being vindictive enough to keep a recording from 2 years ago, from when he was technically, I don't know how old he would actually be, but a child, and then using it to later blackmail and extort him. Maybe it's not only Rika that needs to look in the mirror slightly. But with Rika, she was, in her own way, trying to help a abandoned stray cat. Whether or not she would actually return it to the rightful owner, should that be the case, is yet to be seen. But since he now has it and it's been seen by his sister, I'm pretty sure that it was just a stray. And is that girl, I can't remember her name, going to be a reverse, where he once did have the same delusions and is trying to let go of them and re-enter society, where they're going to now corrupt this one and she's going to become just like Rika. That's a dangerous game to play. But then again, who exactly wants to be normal? That would be boring and productive and not an embarrassment to your family. But if I didn't know that my life was already a lost cause, well, I wouldn't be watching it now, would I? But we did see many elements in this episode where he was regressing slightly, and like he's seeing his model gun, he saw the Mauser in her room, and he's getting all excited, and with her attempted backflip? Not sure quite what it was. They were kind of enthralled, weren't they? Up until the point where she cracked his bookshelf and smacked her head on the light shade. There is an almost certain detriment to me watching this show, which would be, after I finish it, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be walking around doing shit like we've seen for like the next hour. Because who the hell can stop me? Of course, if you want to assist me in rising up and stopping the forces of evil, keeping them at bay, then liking and subscribing is a good way to start. For we all know I am the one true light on the internet, and everything else is darkness, despair, and hopelessness. You see, I couldn't even pretend to come up with some of the lines that these guys do. But if you have indeed enjoyed, then please let me know. Even if it was just mocking me being quite an embarrassment. And also, if you're going to the park, you might want to take an umbrella as well. But mostly, just get some rest. And I'll see you in the next one.